somewhere around 2:30 p.m. Oops, 17th. We lose track of our days because we enjoy them too much. What you're looking at is the Baltimore City Jail complex. If you'll notice, it's right next to the projects. Cradle to prison. That's the story. You don't even get to go 1 block past the place. It just sucks you in.
I've been to a lot of jails.
You been to this one?
I'm a prisoner's right advocate. I haven't been to this one. I ain't trying to go on a prisoner's. I'm not trying to go on a prison visitation thing. I'm not trying to be a part of the circuit or the circus. If you notice that the projects is built right next to the prison, so that they're comfortable with that in Baltimore. So when you locking us up, you just sending us straight to a place to live. Projects ain't nothing but an extension of the penitentiary. And the penitentiary ain't nothing but an extension of the ghetto. You got generations locked up inside the penitentiary. You got grandfathers and grandsons locked up in this penitentiary. You illegally locked up 750,000 people in Baltimore, Maryland, and you only got 650 residents. That means that you was locking up people just to be locking them up. With the stop and frisk, with the zero tolerance, and you was locking up my kids, my sons, my daughters, our youth. They did that in Soweto, South Africa back in the 70s and the 60s. It was called apartheid, when they rounded up the kids and they kept the old folks in check. And that's what you're doing now. Because you got the old people in check and you got them scared of the kids, but you're locking up the kids and you don't care about them, period. All you want to do is lock up, lock up, lock up. You don't want to educate, you don't want to uplift. All you want to do is lock up, incarcerate. It's homelessness, helplessness, and incarceration in Baltimore. And that needs to change.
This filing fee stems from a petition that I filed in the Baltimore County Circuit Court. Brief background. I had gone through the Court of Special Deals of Maryland, the Maryland Court of Appeals, and the reason that I'm filing this petition is because the last straw was when I had filed a motion for summary judgment and a motion for mandamus. Both of these were blown off as a motion for reconsideration. They're not even listed on the docket. So I filed a petition for writ of error coram nobis. Now the interesting thing is, as the docket shows, that petition was received and denied on exactly the same day. So you gotta wonder, nobody's following Maryland rule here, are they? No, the clerk's at work once again. So, as the Baltimore County Circuit Court is a court of general jurisdiction that hears constitutional issues, common law issues, as well as civil and criminal, I filed a petition for judicial review. And I received an order that was just very confusing from Judge Souter. Now, I like Judge Souter, but her order was very, very confusing. The original order, right here, at the top of the order, it says, upon consideration, reconsideration of plaintiff, petitioner, defendant's verified request for waiver of prepayment of the filing fee, this is 21st day of March 2012. Then for some reason they're all labeled G, but she circled the G that says the request is denied. The court has determined the claim appeal is frivolous. See Maryland Rule 1-325A. She did not circle the one above that just says the request is denied. The court has determined the plaintiff petitioner is able to pay the filing fee. But at the bottom it says the complaint, petition, or other paper will not be docketed unless the required amount is paid by the due date. So, I filed a motion to clarify the order. In this motion, I state on the order form, the fourth G down is circled with reference to Maryland Rule 1-325A and states the claim appeal is frivolous, but at the bottom of the page there is a footnote that states the complaint, petition, or other paper will not be docketed unless the required amount is paid by the due date. The clerks seem to think this is only a denial of the waiver of the fees, but the petitioner has to be sure before taking further steps. Well, in response to that, I received another order from Judge Souter that says, having reviewed Petitioner Galloway's request for clarification, it is this 10th day of April 2012 hereby ordered that the request for waiver or prepayment of filing fee was denied. The filing fee must be paid in full. And then she goes on to say, footnote 1 on the order form, form order, clearly refers to the provision above where a party is ordered to pay a certain portion of the fee by a certain date. Ambiguous at best. Do you think that clarified anything? No. So, today, I am filing petitioner's motion for reconsideration, which can also be a motion for further clarification. And in the introduction, I just do a chronological list of what I have already done, but my argument states, if this court has decided that the petitioner's filings are frivolous, the petitioner deserves an answer to her request to clarify the order, and the court must explain why it feels the petition is frivolous, as the present order in response to the petitioner's motion to clarify the order is ambiguous at best. The court has reason to amend the order if the petition's request has been denied as frivolous, and I cite to a case. This court needs to state the reasons that it feels the petition for judicial review is frivolous, for clarification purposes and to maintain the petitioner's constitutional right to due process. Don't let them blow you off with some ambiguous order. Ask them to explain why they came to the decision they did. It's your right. Maryland Rule 7-208A states, unless a hearing is waived in writing by the parties, the court shall hold a hearing. And, I also say, the idea of a dispositive ruling without a hearing specifically regarding a petition filed under Title VII, Chapter 200 is prohibited by the above stated Maryland Rule and Maryland State Government Annotated Code, Section 10-222, that states the court shall hold a proceeding under this section without a jury. A party may offer testimony on alleged irregularities in procedure before the presiding officer that did not appear on the record. Only under H is it stated that the court may dismiss as arbitrary or capricious. And then I tell the judge, the petition cannot by existing Maryland Rule or Code be denied under Maryland Rule 1-325A. It doesn't apply. This is a whole different thing. And in my wherefore, now this is an interesting part that really ought to pay attention to. Here. Wherefore, the petitioner apologizes if she has misunderstood the intent of the court, but still asks for clarification if the petitioner has misunderstood the intent of the court's order, or reconsideration as the case may be. The petitioner has included in this motion the Maryland rules that set forth the court's reasons for denial or dismissal of a petition for judicial review, and that state there must be a hearing before the court can dismiss as capricious or arbitrary. To deny or dismiss before having a briefing or a hearing are violations of the Maryland Rules and Code and are unconstitutional violations of due process and violate the Maryland constitutional guarantee under the Declaration of Rights, Article 5, and Article 33 that states, in part, that the independency and uprightness of judges are essential to the impartial administration of justice. That's right. So, I attached the Mitchie's Annotated Code of Maryland, Title VII, Chapter 208, hearing, the Maryland State Government Code, 10-222, and the orders and my motion for clarification. I'm going to be mailing this in. I was going to take it in, but I just don't have enough gas or money because I'm a poor person. Now, my last message to you is read the rules. Read the code. You don't need citations as much as you need to know your state's rules and your state's code. And your state's constitution. That helps. Thank you. This is Sharon Galloway with Maryland Court Watch.